YouTube, what it do? It's your boy Josh. We back at this thing with another video. We woke up this morning. It's another beautiful day. All praise to the Most High. Hey man, with that being said, we're talking about when I came to the realization, the point where I said I need to self-improve. What led to that point was me getting my heart broke. I was feeling real deeply in my feelings. I was heartbroken. I was sad. I was disappointed. I was thinking about her. I couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. My mind was always racing. I was imagining her in bed with another guy at that moment. I know everything that y'all are going through. If you've been heartbroken, bro, you know that's exactly how it is. I say this now, bro. Eventually, you will get over her. But it's okay for you to be hurt, man. There's nothing wrong with that, man. We're going to show you how to use that energy that she's giving you, that negative energy that you're experiencing, that deep disappointment, that deep feeling of sadness and a little bit of depression even maybe, that you may be going through. And we're going to figure out how we can recover from that. So, with that being said, I'm going to tell you my story about how I got heartbroken. So, and long story short, I was with this girl. Me and her, we weren't really working out. We were on again, off again, on again, off again. We were in a relationship for 2 years, and then we were on again, off again for 2 years. So this is like my main chick, right? She found out that I had gotten with some girls. She was upset, deeply insecure about it. It was always on her mind, but she stayed around. She never walked away. I thought it was strange, looking back now, that like if somebody was to make you feel that sad and upset, that insecure, that bad about yourself, why would you stick around them? Well, women are complex, and at the time I didn't know, but I know now that, you know what I'm saying, women are attracted to men that get women. You know what I'm saying? So your girl catch you. That's why you see a lot of times where you see the guys be cheating, doing dirt on the girl, and she's sticking around through it. But us as guys, if we see our girl getting with other guy, that's like a deal breaker. That's like the worst sight possible, man. I already know exactly what y'all talking about. That's like a no bueno. That's a deal breaker for sure. So she stayed around because women are spiteful. She said, okay, he did his thing. I'm going to do my thing. Best believe. I'm going to stick around though. So that's what eventually happened. And when I found out, she didn't tell me. I found out through her friend. Her friend told me, and I asked her if it was true, and she said yes. And I was just so heartbroken. I didn't know what else to do. I thought that, like, I was never going to recover. You know what I mean? And that may be some things that may be something that you guys have experienced or are going through right now. But I'm going to tell you exactly what I did to get me out of it. And it actually, I look back now, that happened about 4 years ago. And I say, man, that was the best thing that could have happened to me. I'm so glad for that trauma. I'm so glad for that problem. And I'm so glad that I had the ability, or I had the strength to get through it. And I didn't sit there and just pitying my sorrows and get worse from it. I actually think I did pretty good for myself. And I know I did pretty good for myself because that same woman is trying to get with me now, years later. You know, she didn't care about me then, but I bet you now things would be a lot different. So I was heartbroken. So what did I do? Once I was heartbroken, I'm sitting there upset, don't know what else to do, can't eat, can't sleep. What did I do? I started to self-analyze. I started to look in the relationship and look at some of the things that I could have done better. How can I, as Josh, could have been the best version for her to be with me, for her to be a good girlfriend, for me to be the best boyfriend possible? And I did that. I said, man, I did some things that were bad. There were some things that, you know, she brought up that I wasn't right on. I had to admit that, hey, there's some things that I need to work on. And so I self-analyzed that I am not the version, or I am not the man who I want to be, because even the guy that she had got with, I said, why can't I be like that? The guy she got with, the most popular dude, the dude that everybody was drawn to, attracted to. And so I had to self-analyze, and I realized that, man, there are levels to this. There is such thing as a man being better than you. There's such thing as a man just being more qualified to have this girl over you. And that's eventually what happened. I was like, why did that ended up happening? You guys all hear about the stories about the girls leaving this guy and going to the next guy. Women are always going to pick the best option, pick the best quality guy. And if somebody tells you just to be yourself, but be the best version of yourself. Continuously work, continuously try to improve yourself every single day. And some of those, and I'm gonna name some of these things right now of what I started to do. I said, I can be like that. I can be like that to where the girls will want to come in, even though they got boyfriends, can still find me attractive and still try to get with me. What can I do to become like that? It's possible. You right now that's listening to the video, you probably thinking like it's genetics or I'm just not handsome or, you know, it is what it is. Like those guys are just genetically, they're just born that way. And I'm telling you guys, if you self-improve, which is very possible for you, you will get the finer things in life. You will. Trust me, you will. So instead of putting all that energy and all that focus into this woman who ended up breaking your heart, how about you don't let them have that power over you? Don't let them constantly disrespect you. Cut them out of your life, because I'm telling you, once you do the self-improvement, they will be trying to come back and trying to fall back into your life. So the first thing that I ended up doing was, while I was in college, I said, I'm going to get the best job I possibly can. I want to get on salary as a 23, 22-year-old. I'm going to get my own place, living where I want to live, going to work, and not having no kids, not having anybody to take care of other than myself as a young man. I wanted to get my life in order. I didn't want to be the 22-year-old that just got a college degree, that ended up going back home, working that job that only pays $25,000, $20,000, $30,000 a year, where you're working minimum wage, doing something you could have done without even getting the bachelor's degree. I was like, that's not going to be me. I'm going to be the best version of myself. So after that situation happened, around the time that I was about to graduate, I said, you know what, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to get this job. I'm going to put all my energy into it. And that's exactly what I did. And I got a nice, good paying job in order for me to start saving up, in order for me to start going out and experiencing the world on my own dime without having to depend on my parents or anybody else. So that's the first thing that you should know as a man, is that your value, a big part of your value, is within your income, what you do in the professional workforce, what you do, what you can provide for yourself, because that is translated. When a woman sees that you can provide for yourself, she then says, well, maybe he can provide for me, and then maybe provide for our kids if we have some any day. If a woman looks at you and you look like you're barely making ends meet, or you barely can take care of yourself, she's not going to want to be around you or be in the world that you have, because she's like, I won't feel safe and secure. That's what women want. That's what they need. And as men, it's on us to have our head on straight and go out there, provide for the family and provide for the people that we take care of. You know? So that's the first thing you need to get right. If you don't have that right, is instead of putting your energy and focus into that woman that broke your heart, put your energy and focus into your job, into your professional, into your income, anything that can offer you a better life, because that income is going to get you a better quality car, you know, better quality living situation, maybe just a better and better overall quality of life. You'll be able to probably go on vacations even more, kind of go out and eat and experience the world for what it is. And you can only do that if you have money, if you have the resources. So put your energy into trying to gather as much resources. Put yourself in the best position possible to where you can be independent and be able to provide and stand on your own 2 feet. So that's what I did. And the second step I ended up doing is, I was already working out, but I was not in the best shape I possibly could have been. I didn't have the nice toned chest, nice toned arms or back. But I saw that this guy did. This guy that my girl he did. Tall too. Men, we don't have any control over your height, but women are attracted to tall guys because they're attracted to guys that can protect. Tall men show a sign of dominance and show a sign of protection. It look like you will not be trifled with. It looks like if you were to walk with that tall man would have a greater ability to protect you than a man that's 5'1", for example. You know what I mean? Not saying that that's the case, but I'm just generalizing what women think subconsciously. They're not going to say that, but that's subconsciously how they think. So I said, man, I need to come off as a protector. Me, I'm already a short guy too. I'm 5'7", 173 centimeters or something like that. I'm very average height, really short height for a guy. So I said, I need to be in the best shape possible. I need to get buff. I need to look physically like I can handle my own. Like I can get up, run, pick people up, be strong. That's what they like. And that's what brings sex appeal to them. They want a man that looks dominant and has that dominant physique. So that's the second thing I did. I put my energy into getting a good career, and I put an hour. That's all you need. An hour for 5 to 6 days a week. And in 3 to 6 months, you will start seeing results. Your body will start transforming. And that's exactly what I did. I said, instead of me focusing on this woman who is probably out there hooking up with all these different guys who I once loved, who then kicked me to the curb, who then treated me like that, I'm going to put all this energy that I will put into her, I'm going to put it into myself. Because I love myself and I respect myself, and I'm going to become the best version of myself. So that's simply right there. If you just take care of those two things, that's enough. Really, that'll get the ball rolling, and then you'll start venturing off. Those are the two foundations. Now, the third thing that I didn't have in the relationship is that I was emotionally out of control. I could not handle my emotions. I could not handle the emotions that this woman was bringing to me. Women are very emotional. They operate off of feelings. They could be feeling good 1 second, down the next. And they will bring your feelings to you, not necessarily asking for you to solve them, but bringing on to you, and you as a way of them venting to you and just dealing with them. Me, that stuff would get to me. I would get annoyed by it. I was like, I'm tired of you always complaining. I'm tired of you always crying. And then, say for instance, me and her had a disagreement. It would get me upset, and I would display that I was very upset, and I would get loud, and I would start yelling and start acting like her, basically. You got two females yelling at each other like a little cat fight. As the man, I would never argue with a woman. I cannot argue with a woman. That's something that I'm still working on to this day. That's something that we have the disadvantage of as being younger men, is having less emotional control. All of our emotions and all of our hormones are all over the place and stuff like that. So it puts us in a zone where it's hard for us to control our emotions. But older men, through experience, don't get emotionally rattled, don't get emotionally unstable. So that's why also women are attracted to older men as well, because they have experience, they have wisdom, and their emotions are in control no matter what situation that they're in. A woman can bring all their problems, all that BS that they come with, all those feelings, emotions, and things like that. And a man that can be unfazed and can continuously just show no sort of emotion back, can constantly be stoic, can be in a very chaotic situation and still sit there and be like, it is what it is. Instead of getting emotional back, a woman accusing you and yelling you and spitting in your face, and you having the ability to just say, hey, I don't tolerate no disrespect, and you just walk out and just understand your value as the man, and understand that I would not allow myself to get emotionally out of control based off of a woman and how she's feeling and what she's going through. Once you're able to do that, I'm telling you, their submissiveness will increase. Their testosterone or not their testosterone, but their masculinity will eventually come over and take over if they feel like they're with a man that's feminine and has a lot of emotional energy. So they will argue and not be submissive and constantly bring up more issues constantly over and over, and it will spiral out of control because you don't have emotional control and you are not in your masculine frame. You have to stay within your masculine frame. Focus on whenever somebody insults you, whenever somebody makes you upset and angry, being able to sit there, understand that you're angry and upset. I'm not saying that you can't be angry or upset, but being angry and upset, but still coming off as the same way as you would if you weren't upset. Still being able to voice your opinion in a very polite way, in a gentleman-like manner. Being able to be very furious on the inside, but still having the ability and still having the the awareness to still display respect to someone else. This person that may have probably pissed you off, but you don't let it get to you. Say, hey, I don't appreciate what you did, X, Y, and Z, and you just keep it moving. And if they come back at you with irrationalness, or if they come back at you with emotions or having a lack of emotional control, speaking of women or anybody, having the ability to be like, hey, this person is irrational and I'm walking away. We are not arguing with women. We are not arguing with women no more, fellas. They don't respect. When you argue with a woman, you can put them in their place and say, hey, man, that's not what it is. Or, yo, you wilding right now. You need to chill. But when you have to constantly prove yourself, prove your point, trying to get the woman to think like or adhere to what you're saying, and she's not adhering, and you're still over here hollering and screaming, trying to get her to conform to what you're saying, it's not going to work, bro. You have to display strength. You have to display your masculine frame by walking away. And so those three things, those first two things, when it comes to the income and then when it comes to the physical fitness, put all your energy and focus into that. And then whenever you're put into a position where you feel like your emotions are about to get checked, or you're very angry and upset inside, honestly, figure out a way to where you can control those emotions. Tell yourself, I'm upset. It's okay for me to be upset. And then being able to still go out there and say whatever you have to say in a non-emotional way. That gives you plenty to work on instead of worrying about that chick that did you dirty. We're not worried about women that do us dirty, that don't value us. I know you a good guy. I know that you did everything right and you did your best of your ability. But sometimes, bro, that's just not enough. So what is enough? What will get you in a position where you won't feel like this no more is if you self-improve and stop focusing on women. Stop putting them as your number one priority and put yourself as your number one priority. Put your goals as your number one priority. You do all that, the women are going to follow. The women will come. I'm saying this as I'm seeing results now as we are coming towards like 4 years of me constantly improving. I've gotten better every single year. I'm here to tell you that it's not genetics. It's just you willing to put in the work, you having a goal in mind, and you just getting after it every single day. You won't see the results after the first day. You won't see the results after the first month. You may not see the results after the first year. But are you willing to put the results in, or put the work in, knowing that the results will come eventually one day? And all you have to do is just be patient and stay humble and continue to work. That being said, man, like and share the video. I'm out.